With like 17 hours of content crammed into each week, the WWE somehow still manages to repeat the same thing over and over and over again on a seemingly weekly basis. We'll get the same 20-minute promo at the start of every Raw, yet we'll never get to see any of this stuff anytime soon. I'm D-Wicket, and these are the 10 things you'll never see in the WWE again. Number 10, Chris Benoit. Okay, don't be stupid. Obviously, I know the man is dead. Based on logic, that means he probably isn't going to be appearing on Raw anytime soon, but I mean any mentions of the man. There isn't a single person who doesn't know what Chris Benoit did, and if there are any, Google it. Fans are split over whether or not his fantastic grappling ability would constitute him as deserving of a Hall of Fame spot or not, but no matter what fans want to believe, WWE higher-ups will never let it happen. Great technical wrestling ability will never outweigh the murdering of an entire family, and honestly, you can't blame WWE.
John Heyman! Yeah, they call that sharpshooter!
Chris? Okay, chill. You're probably a little hungry right about now.
Number 9, Punjabi prison matches. Oh, you didn't see this coming, and what an awful idea this was. The Great Khali was an Indian giant, and to help put him over, WWE did what they do for all of their biggest stars and gave him his own match type, that being the Punjabi prison double cage made of bamboo. Hey, now, that's kinda racist. All of these matches were fairly monotonous, and hey, fun fact, the first one didn't even include the Great Khali. Wow, that is stupid.
We are going to find out, again, the rules of this matchup. The only way you win is by escaping both structures. Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh no. Undertaker crashing into that cage. He'll put Undertaker back in the structure because the door's open for 3 more seconds.
Cage.
He's got to climb the outside structure. Oh my! And Undertaker and Big Show go flying out of this.
Number 8, a McMahonless year. As long as someone in this goddamn family is alive, they will be a part of WWE storylines, period. There's no getting around it between the actual McMahons, the Hurst Helmsleys. If there's a fucking kid with a breath in his lungs that belongs to one of the top shareholding families, they will be positioned to take the company over. And just looking in the short term, unless a freak plane crash kills all of them out of nowhere, don't expect Triple H, Shane, Stephanie, or Vince McMahon to leave our screens anytime soon.
Just tap out, Stephanie. Just be done with it. Swallow the pride and get out of here. No holds barred! Right in the grapefruit! Stephanie! She can pin it! She got it! We got it! She got it! Stephanie almost had a father pin. Remember, Stephanie can win me a pinfall. Put the pipe down! No! I mean, do we have to say that Mr. McMahon's got a lead pipe around his daughter's throat? Thank God that Linda McMahon threw the...
Number 7, Austin versus McMahon. Obviously not the legitimate feud of Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon. They are both old. But what I mean is that we'll never see the underdog hero versus corrupt authority figure done correctly again. Trust me, we'll see it again. We'll see it every couple of years, if not every single one. We just saw the damn thing with Roman Reigns versus the Authority, but we'll never see it done properly again. We'll never see the real Austin versus McMahon feud again the way the first one was, and that's just the reason why. Austin versus McMahon was the first of its kind, an original, never been done before. It was distinct.
I said it's time for you to get on your knees.
What?
You want to end this tonight by publicly kissing my ass, and it's over.
It's time for Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon to bury the hatchet.
See that rear end again.
What do you mean? Here it is! Oh,
You're about the ugliest stripper I've ever seen in my life.
Your lips look like they could use a little of this.
If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this the right way. Before I kiss your ass, could you make it do one of them tricks you're talking about?
And now that we've seen dozens of corrupt authority figures put down dozens of similar faces, it's just old and we'll never have that proper spark again. Number 6, old school title reigns. In the days before WrestleMania, pay-per-view, or even just the WWF, the territory days we call them, championship reigns lasted a hell of a long time. Commentators in WWE always made specific notes during CM Punk's WWE championship reign that he had the longest reign of the, quote, modern era. And that's key, because back in the day, these fuckers held those title belts for literal years. Pedro Morales held the belt for nearly 3 years, Bob Backlund held it for 6, and fucking hell, between 2 different title reigns, Bruno Sammartino had the belt for over 11 goddamn years. Between the overexposure and writers now, between the weekly televised shows, between the monthly pay-per-views, and dealing with Vince McMahon at the forefront of a billion-dollar company, there isn't a chance of hell in this happening again. That is, unless, of course, Jinder Mahal is going to hold on to the WWE Championship Championship until April 2023. Number 5, chair shots to the head. We've covered this in the Dangerous Band Moves video, and admittedly I could throw on stuff like the curb stomp onto this list, but this is the one that felt fitting. You see, after the passing of both Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, WWE are a little uneasy when it comes to the majorly catastrophic damage occurring to the head. You can't really blame them either. Concussions are a massive ordeal. As recently as last year, they led to the retirement of the beloved Daniel Bryan. That's all the more reason why the practice of taking metal sitting equipment and bashing it across the skull repeatedly isn't much of a thing anymore, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Number 4, death angles. People die for real, and that's about where the idea of a death angle loses any possibility of credibility. Yet, somehow we've seen it before, and not only have we seen people die on screen, we saw Vince McFucking-Man die on screen. That's right, folks, a billionaire genius winner of the Monday Night Wars, head advisor and overseer of the landscape that is the WWE, once blew himself up for fun and profit. Well, considering how that last one ended up, Chris Benoit's real life death and all, I really don't see this one being brought back anytime soon. Number 3, the abuse of women. Oh, poor females. WWE was just an awful place for you for so damn long. Sure, you probably got paid well, and I'm sure you had some good times and fun memories, but Jesus cocksucking Christ, some of these poor girls had awful treatment in the company. Vince McMahon played with these girls like a horny dog plays with the neighbor's leg, and boy was it awkward watching him get some action with Sable, Tori Wilson, and Trish Stratus. And hey, speaking of Trish Stratus and dogs,
Damn it, bark like a dog!
Number 2, hardcore. I have that word in quotes. You can't see it, probably. I hope you can't see it. But by hardcore, I mean the idea of real hardcore, quotation mark. Go back and watch ECW. Watch these fuckers fly from the rafters through a pair of flaming tables and tear their bicep open only to continue the goddamn match. Sabu, what is wrong with you? That is true hardcore. The hardcore title was hardly hardcore. WWE's version of ECW was definitely not hardcore. And the Lunatic Fringe hasn't been hardcore since his name was Jon Moxley. The honorable mention of the day goes to the Divas title. May you burn in hell, you stupid fucking butterfly earring. And number 1, TV14. Now, call me cheap since the last handful of entries could have been summed up into just this one, but hey now, where's the fun in taking shortcuts, kids? Now go do your homework. The PG rating may be the bane of the IWC, but it's here to stay, folks. TV14 may have been fun at the time, but WWE would really be stupid as a business if they went back. Who would you want to sell your product to? Just Dad and Crazy Uncle Steve, or the entire family? As long as WWE can get money from the kiddos, that's exactly what they're gonna do, and thanks to that, we have the wonderful things like John Cena wristbands, Bayley's huggable inflatable shitbags, and Sin Cara hanging out with Scooby-Doo. Bleh. And those are the 10 things you'll never see again in the world wrestling of entertainment. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to this channel, follow Watch WWE.